All right, everyone. So, well, it's about 8:56. So we've got 30 minutes or so to the bell, opening bell. Haven't taken any trades yet pre-market. You can see my positions window in the top left corner. Actually, still in my my margin account. I'm going to switch to my retirement account. It's as easy as going like this and like this. You can just tab between the two accounts, and I have a button where I can do it on my keyboard. So we'll switch to my retirement account and leave this here ready to go. This morning, our leading gapper, again, so just, setting the stage for those that are new, welcome. Those that are new in the community, those that are new to watching the morning show. What we're going to do here is try to find some stocks to trade. So it's going to start the same way as it does every other day. I look at my top gapper list, and this is giving me the top gappers on stocks over 50 cents. We do have a penny top gappers that we're working on over here, but I'm not really, that's not really my cup of tea. So I'm going to focus on stocks over 50 cents, and the leader is ATRS. So ATRS this morning, this one has a 166 million share float, and you can see that it's trading flat, so it's a buyout. So no interest in that one. Second leading gapper, SRRA. SRRA, also a buyout. So our two top leading gappers are buyouts this morning. Third leading gapper is ARTL, up only 26%. And whoa, you can see it squeezed here from 40 cents all the way to 78 cents. It was up over 100%. And now it's come back down a bit. DYAI, this one, 20 million share float. You can see similarly it popped up and pulled back. This one's below its 200 moving average right here. Not a big fan of that. JT, a little bit of a cheaper stock, below the 200 as well. HPK, this one is, let's see, priced at HPK $24, floats 8.5 million shares. And you can see again, this one popped up actually after hours and then has pulled back a bit. So at the moment, we continue to be looking for opportunities. And so the way I find opportunities when we have a case kind of like we have right now, where the most, let's see, what's going on with this thing? I'm just double checking something over here. So on a day like today, when we've got 5-10 leading gappers, but none of them are really interesting to me, at that point I'm watching the high day Momo scanners. So I'm watching the scanners to see what stock starts squeezing up right now, which one starts moving. And if I see something starting to move, I look at the catalyst, I look at the float, I look at the chart, and if I like it, then I jump in. So that's kind of where we're at right now on this one, or on the day. Thank you, by the way, for those getting tuned in on YouTube. I'm just trying to pull up the YouTube broadcast. I was having a hard time getting it up, but now I see it here. Okay. Let's see. So time 9 a.m. All right. So this is a good time to be watching to see if there's any breaking news. News often comes out, headlines posted at the top and the bottom of the hour. So 8:30 was the last opportunity. Now we've got 9 a.m. So it's 9 a.m. in about 18 seconds, and just watching to see if anything starts spiking on news that may have gotten posted at 9 a.m. Not seeing anything yet. Viru, yes, thank you for that. So I did see Viru. The thing on Viru, I'm not totally sure that we're going to see good follow through on it. It to me is sort of a dead cat bounce. So I'm sort of, I don't know. It's got the 200 moving average right there. GOEV, note that it's under the 200 moving average. Float's pretty high. NASA selects them for a crew transport vehicle, but it's 200 million share float. I actually don't think I commented on BCTX. It's not in the top 10 gappers right now. It looks like you got a nice pop on that right at 8 a.m. and now it's retraced that move. So yeah. Well, so sometimes that's the way it goes. Yeah, well, yes, I have noticed that actually, and I'm not sure exactly what that is, but yeah, something to keep an eye on. So 903, a couple stocks had headlines there at the top of the hour, but none that really provided any particular opportunities for me. Yeah, so like, why isn't the news showing up on this one? It's weird. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I saw DYAI news, but kind of popped up, pulled back below the 200 moving average, floats a little higher at 20 million, easy to borrow. I just wasn't sure it was going to keep going. LIXT from yesterday. So although this one ended up providing us with some great opportunities, it pulled back and they did a secondary offering. So that chart is pretty broken. METX, I'll look at it. All right, so METX, it's a 15-cent stock. So you're right, it's up. it certainly is, but unfortunately it's below my threshold, so I wouldn't trade it just simply due to the price. We could check the float. It's a 300 million share float. 200 moving averages at 57 cents. This is just a really beaten up stock, and maybe it does turn around. Maybe it does, but I'm not going for swing trades. I'm not going to be the one that tries to jump on that. So a hidden seller on the level 2, the best way to identify it on the tape, on the level 2, and it would be sort of the luck of the draw that I could pull a stock up and see it right here. So let me just pull this up. Let's see. Okay, so I will give you an example. All right, so this is going to be from the classes. So hidden seller at 1029, and then it snaps all the way through to 11. So let me show you what that looks like while we're waiting for something to pop up. Okay, so on this stock, this is ADGI. This was a live trading archive. It's in the Warrior Pro classes. So on this one, it resumes at $10.29, and you're going to see green going through on the tape. Oh, there's only 600 shares for sale, or so it appears. Look at all the buying. There's buying going through. It's not breaking 29. I just added 6,000 shares at 29. It's showing only 300, but it is not breaking. So that's when you realize that there's a hidden seller there. It just keeps not breaking that level. And this one's a pretty fast moving example, but it's just clearly there's a hidden seller because we're seeing green on the tape and it's not breaking that level. Now, if it does eventually break that level, and in this example, it will, you get that quick snap. So, depending on what my cost basis is, depending on my risk tolerance, depending on the volume, I may keep holding. The challenge is that you don't know when you're going to have the breakthrough. You don't know if that seller's 150,000 shares or if it's just 20. So it might break faster, or it might not break at all. It might not be able to break that level. So in this example, we're back down under 10, and then it kind of rallies back up for a second attempt. So I added there again. So here we come and look at that. Look at that. Just like that. On this position, I'm up $9,316, right? We broke that important level. So that was when the hidden seller broke. So again, that's just, so thank you for asking. There's your example. It's in the classes, but there you go. The more you practice, the more you're trading, the easier it's going to be to start to recognize those levels. And it's also one of the reasons it's so helpful to be able to have someone like me, or it could be whoever you want, doesn't really matter, but someone who's got a lot of experience, who's willing to articulate what they're seeing in real time on the same stock that you're wanting to trade. Again, it's take it for what it's worth. I'm not always right. I'm wrong, my fair share of the time, but being able to recognize levels like that, that was a solid trade in that one example. So most of those types of examples are embedded within the class because it's inside that chapter I'm talking about tape reading, hidden sellers and things like that. But I also, whenever I'm trading, if I see a new example, I'll record it, and if I am recording, then I'll add it to the classes. So sometimes, is it safe to hold if there's a hidden seller? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. In that example, I got in, I then reduced my share size, and then I added back, and I think I reduced it one more time, and then I added back a third time. It kind of kept coming up, and that was right on a resumption from a halt. So that was sort of the type of place where I was like, man, if this thing breaks, it could be big. So yeah. So we've got about 12, it's 9:12. We've got about 15 minutes to the opening bell. GNS from yesterday. Yeah, so this one made a really impressive move, no doubt about it. The challenge on it is that its price is a bit higher, and it's already shown a willingness to have pretty large spreads at times. So your levels that you would probably watch would be, if it breaks through 2640, and then you'd look for a move over 32, and then you would look for a move back to 3675. I just don't know. It might be too optimistic to think it's going to do that. 1.1 million shares of volume right now. You can see it's curling up. We'll see how it holds. HPK. Yeah. BCTX. Hitting the bid when I do this in an emergency, am I using limit order? Yes, I am using limit order, but I'll use an offset below the bid. So if the bid is 6, I might have the offset at 590 by default, 10 cents, maybe 15. I'd have to check to see what it is. It's probably 10 or 15 cents. Because usually if I want to get out, I want to get out. And so I just allow a little bit of slippage. The problem is market makers can abuse that order a little bit, and then you get an even worse fill. So I really don't like to have to do that, but sometimes you do. Viru. Yeah. It's below the 200 there on the 5. I don't think that chart works very well for me right now. So yeah, my offset's 15 cents. And one of the problems with that offset is on a really cheap stock, like that's at $1.10, 15 cents can be more than 10%, and I can end up having an issue with risk check failed. Risk check is my broker at least saying if your order is 10% outside the current price, we're going to cancel your order, try it again. And so all of a sudden my orders to sell are not filling because of that automated system, which can be very annoying because I want that 10-15 cent offset when I'm trading a $25 stock like GNS, sure, or something like GameStop. You need to give a little slippage, but on a $1 stock, all of a sudden your orders aren't going to go through. So it's quite annoying. I'm not sure. I haven't figured out a way to solve that problem, but I don't trade cheap stocks often enough that it's really an issue. So the thing with BCTX is that it really has pulled back quite a bit, but you know, the daily chart, you had that sell-off yesterday and then it ripped back up today. So thank you for folks tuning in for the morning show, especially those of you on YouTube. Appreciate you guys being tuned in. I hope you hit the thumbs up when you got tuned in. If you didn't, I'd love for you to do that. It really does make a huge difference for the channel. So I'm just sitting tight right now. The purple line, that's the 200 moving average. Got about 10 minutes to the opening bell here. You know, it's really like rate of change more than anything. If something's squeezing up, that's what I'm looking at. So yeah, total volume, I mean, it's a factor, but if something's moving quickly, especially if there's news or even just a really strong technical chart, I usually want to try to ride the momentum. So you can see GNS starting to open up a little bit there. But the spreads are bigger. You've got the 2640 level. So, I don't know. Viru. Nice, Vernice. Is that real money? Good work. Yeah, see how I'll take a starter here on GNS. I'm going to try to add for the squeeze up to 32. So here's the thing on this. This thing's moving fast. So when it starts moving fast, I'll start adding. So adding right here, 29.46. And we're going to look for a squeeze up to $32. This is one where I'm going to try to be positioning here on this volume spike for a trade through 32. And we might get a squeeze. Watch here for an add, 29.50. We might get a squeeze up to $36 at the open. Yep, see, watch this. Next add is $32. Added right there for the break of 31. There's 32. Taking a little profit into the squeeze. Holding 900 shares. New order goes at $32. Now watching over 32 to add. My average is 28.85. This is one where I want to sell on the ask if I can with profit target orders. New order is 32. So we're coming into this resistance level here. I'm going to watch here. So I'm back to flat. I'm going to let it pull back, and I'm going to try to buy a dip and then look for the retest of 32. So our high was 30. Our high was 32, which was this blue line I had already drawn from earlier. So that was the first target. Now I want to see it break through 32 and go to 36.75. So, you know, that's kind of part of trading, is being patient, and then when something sets up, being willing to strike. And I did chase it. My average was higher, but I was looking for that extension, and back of mind potential, if it broke 32, a move straight to 36. That was possible. That didn't happen, but that was possible. So again, that's when you're calculating risk and reward on this. When your possible reward is 6 to 7 points of upside, you know, that's something you want to be watching. So now I'm going to let it pull back in this area. Reminder as always that trading is risky and my results are not typical. I added back at 29.85, small size to start. I want to see if we break through $30.50. Only going with small size on this so I can add off of 28 or add as it breaks through. So I have to leave myself room to add on this type of stock, either higher or lower. Nice, Tony. In at 28.19, out at 31.65. Good for you. So watching down here, added at 29.12. Looking for the curl through 30. So my average is 29.40. There's 30 on the ask. Nice trade there, about $1 a share. Profit as it goes up through $30.50. New order 32. So this is actually on my continuation watch list. It's on the continuation watch list because yesterday was its IPO day and it made this big move. It's actually still, it's down 3% right now on the day versus yesterday's close, because it closed at 30.50, but we're, you know, more or less flat. We've got about 3 minutes to the opening bell. Added back at 28.75. You can see my fill right there, 28.75. I see HPK. I'm not sure what's the deal with HPK. Just energy now, just moving up. I'm gonna leave that one alone for right now. Stay focused on GNS. Profit at 30.47 on GNS. Nice, good job. Good trades. No, so Kathy, these are real trades, and you can trade pre-market. The market, and that's why we see these charts, the market actually opens at 4 a.m. So you can trade pre-market if you'd like to. So those tuning in on YouTube, appreciate you guys being tuned in this morning, as always. We've got about 90 seconds to the opening bell, and I'm going to continue trading as we go into the open for members over at Warrior Trading. Those of you guys that want to keep learning, keep watching videos on my channel. I hope you're subscribed to the channel. And if you'd like to take the leap and join us and become a member, we'd love to have you join. So a reminder as always that trading is risky and most beginner traders lose money, so I encourage you to take it slow and don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. Practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. We've got about a minute to the open, and I'll be watching high day Momo scanners, and we'll see what GNS wants to do at the open. Still back of mind target to break through 32 and to move up to 36.